welcome to the Line Change. We are here to recap the Canucks versus Wild game, and Canucks win again. They are now 2 for 2 on this homestand. They, of course, beat the Ducks the other day to start the homestand, and they have continued that momentum into this game, and they have now beaten the Minnesota Wild. And the Canucks have now won 4 straight at home, which is a big turnaround for the Canucks. As everyone knows, their struggles at home during the earlier part of the season, they really struggled to win at home, and now they're starting to turn that around. So that's great to see. But let's dive right into this game recap. We'll start off with the first period, of course. And from what I saw in the first period, Elias Pettersson was showing some great defensive plays. He was blocking shots. So was Marcus Pettersson. He was blocking some shots in the early goings of the first period. The Canucks, much like they did against Ducks, came out aggressive. They were controlling the puck in the offensive zone, and they just came out swinging right out of the gate, which, as always, is great to see. The Canucks ended up going on the power play. They did not convert on the first power play. I believe they didn't even get a shot on their first power play. And then the Canucks went on the power play a few minutes later, and ding, 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 EP40 scores on the power play in a classic Elias Pettersson one-timer. Grip it and rip it. It was a beautiful goal by Pettersson. His 12th of the season. I know that's ridiculous to say that this is, we're in March and this is only his 12th goal of the season. But we're not going to be negative about Petey in this game recap because there was a lot of good from Pettersson tonight, and we're not going to be a Debbie Downer on this. We got to give him his flowers. He finally scored, ending his goal drought. The last time he scored was way back in January, I believe. It was a game against Buffalo that he last scored. So he had gone 16 games without a goal. And beautiful feed from Brock Besser and Hronek, a little give and go. And then Hronek passes it to Pettersson, who, as I mentioned, grips it and rips it, finds the net, blasts it home, and Elias Pettersson has put the Canucks up 1-0 against the Minnesota Wild. Again, classic one-timer from Pettersson. Shortly after the goal, you could hear the "Let's Go Petey" chants inside Rogers Arena, which was great to hear, considering everything that Pettersson's been through so far this season. And this has really got to boost his confidence even more. He's shooting again. This is now back-to-back games where he's gotten multiple shots. I believe between the 2 games, he's had 6 shots in just the last 2 games, which is amazing to see. But let's just hope that Pettersson can keep this momentum going heading into the game on Sunday against Dallas. And hopefully this isn't just a 2-game stint. And maybe once he's done this for a few games now, then we can officially say EP40 is back, baby. So let's continue with the recap. There was a fight that went on. It was a little odd, Notice there's a big hit in the corner on Sherwood by Ryan Hartman. And then Sherwood, it looked like, went after Hartman. And it looked like they just simply ran into each other. And then there was a delayed penalty on the call. And then Sherwood ended up fighting Hartman. And it wasn't that entertaining of a fight. Sherwood just kind of fell on top of Hartman, and that ended the fight. I do think they ended up calling it tripping on Sherwood. I thought that was a little weak, a little soft. I didn't really see a trip at all. It looked more like their legs collided. So I thought that was a soft call. Didn't need the extra penalty on the Canucks. And then that was closer towards, I believe, the tail end of the first period. Not a whole lot going on in the first period between both sides. The shots on goal in the period ended up being 10-6 in favor of Minnesota. And then we move on to the second period. Speaking of penalties, there was a missed call, a blatant missed call on Hedel, where he ended up getting tripped, and there was no call. I thought that was a blatant missed penalty, and you heard the crowd in Rogers Arena show their frustration with that. And then a short while later, Elias Pettersson had a great scoring chance where it looked like he absolutely undressed the Minnesota Wild defenseman. Little spinorama move, and it looks like he kind of lost the handle on it as well and tried to pass it instead of shooting, which I'll give him a break on that. Maybe if he had kept hold of the puck, he could have backhanded it into the net, and then he had another whack at it and wasn't able to put the puck in the net. But seeing him showcase those hands, those dekes, was a great sight to see. Petey, keep it coming. Keep doing it. You're getting, and again, Pettersson looked confident once again. Like, just seeing him do that, pull off a move like that, shows you he's gaining his confidence back, game by game. And it's a very positive thing to see, considering, of course, how his season has gone. But moving forward, Lankinen was very busy, not just in this period, but in this game. He was really standing on his head. Minnesota Wild were absolutely peppering Kevin Lankinen with shots on goal, and he was like a brick wall in there. He was making saves left and right. He was absolutely helping or making sure that this game remained 1-0 in the second period. And if it wasn't for Lankinen, this could have been a very, very different game. The Canucks ended up getting another power play. They did not convert on this power play, so now they are 1 for 2, or I believe they were 1 for 3, actually. But the final shots in the period were 13-7 in favor of Minnesota again. So once again, Minnesota had the edge in shots on goal in both the first and second period. Canucks were essentially getting outplayed by the Wild, but Kevin Lankinen, as I mentioned, was standing on his head. Moving on to the third period, Brock Faber scores on the power play, his 8th of the season, at 7 minutes and 12 seconds, assisted by Rossi and Boldy to tie the game. Lankinen for this goal, it was a beautiful goal, eerily similar to Pettersson's goal in the first period. It was a one-timer, and a little tic-tac-toe give and go passing from the Wild, and the game is now tied. Moving forward, Sherwood scores his 14th of the season at 16 minutes and 15 seconds, assisted by Hronek after a beautiful pass from Hronek to Sherwood, and Sherwood is able to, the pass I believe goes off his skate, and Sherwood is able to set the puck down and then manage to get it glove side on Gustafsson. So it's now 2-1 Canucks, and as I mentioned in the second period, the Canucks were severely getting outplayed, especially in the third period. Minnesota was coming on strong. They had all the momentum, trying to tie the game up, but the Canucks' defense, as well as Lankinen, was coming up big. And then Blueger scores his 8th of the season at 19 minutes and 6 seconds into an empty net. Great hustle from Blueger on that goal. He didn't really have to do a whole lot. He managed to beat out, I believe it was Rossi, to the puck and just kind of moved the puck with his stick and directed it into the empty net. Blueger's goal assisted by Suter. And then it's now 3-1 Canucks. And then that is your final score. So the Canucks win their 4th straight at home. The shots on goal in the third period were 15-6 in favor of Minnesota. So again, Canucks severely got outshot in each period, which is not something that you want to see. But in the end, the Canucks still coming away with the victory. Final shots on goal were 38-20 in favor of Minnesota. So again, Kevin Lankinen got absolutely peppered, and he came up big for the Canucks, and he's a big reason why the Canucks won this game tonight and have won multiple games over the course of this season. Some post-game notes. As I mentioned, Canucks have now won 4 straight. Big turnaround from earlier this season. I would definitely say Canucks got a lucky win here tonight. Especially with them being outshot and outplayed. Definitely a lucky win, but hey, we'll take it. EP40 is back, as we mentioned a little bit earlier. I don't want to full on and say that he's back, but he's slowly getting back to form. And it's, as I mentioned earlier, it's just great to see. Tonight, Kevin Lankinen, a season high 38 saves, and his previous high was 32, 33, I believe. So again, big night for Lankinen. Speaking of big nights, Hronek with 4 points in his last 2 games. Back-to-back games now. He's gotten 2 assists. In our previous recap video, he was our player of the game. And so another great performance from Hronek, who was playing with Petey, which was great to see. Rick Tocchet spoke after the game about how Hronek has really taken Petey underneath his wing and has really helped him, especially the last couple games. So it's great to see Hronek stepping up into a leadership role, especially, and just stepping up in general. With Quinn Hughes out of the lineup, he's been coming up really big, and he's been playing absolutely great. Speaking of Quinn Hughes, still no word on Quinn Hughes and when his return. Same can be said for Thatcher Demko. Still no word on Demko. It's now been a month since Demko got hurt, and we still don't know anything. They mentioned how it wasn't that severe. Well, it's been a month now, so clearly it's severe enough that it's kept Demko out of the lineup for a month. Their next game is Sunday at home versus Dallas. Obviously, they're looking to make it 5 straight at home, but they're also facing a very tough Dallas Stars team who, as of the trade deadline, acquired Mikko Rantanen. So we're going to get a look at Mikko Rantanen as a Dallas Star on Sunday. The Stars do play Saturday against Edmonton, so it's likely the Canucks will see former teammate Casey DeSmith in net on Sunday, and obviously Jake Ottinger will likely start versus the Oilers. But yeah, they're looking to make it 5 straight at home, so definitely not going to be easy. If the Canucks play like they did tonight against Dallas, you can kiss that 5 straight at home goodbye, as they cannot be outplayed by a team with the firepower that Dallas has. They're really going to have to step it up. And obviously, Lankinen is going to have to come up big for them as well against Dallas. So let's move forward and get into our player of the game. Speaking of Kevin Lankinen, he is the Line Changes player of the game tonight, and it should be a no-brainer. As I mentioned, Lankinen, 37 saves, a .974 save percentage. So Kevin Lankinen is our player of the game, and he has, I can't say enough good things about Kevin Lankinen and what he has brought to the Vancouver Canucks this season, and not just in these last couple games, but the season in total. He's really been, other than Quinn Hughes, and I've mentioned it in previous videos, he's been this team's MVP all season long. He's been consistent. Keep in mind, we got him deep in, we signed him deep in training camp. So in September is essentially when we were able to sign Lankinen, and he's absolutely come up big for us. He's, as I mentioned in our Kevin Lankinen extension video, he's absolutely earned every single penny that he will be getting when that new contract kicks in at the end of the season. He has definitely earned it. He's earned that 5-year contract, and he has been an absolute stud all season long. So that's going to do it for this game recap. If you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button. If you're not subscribed to the Line Change and want to keep up to date on all your Canucks news, go ahead and smash that subscribe button. You really help out the channel. Click on that notification bell and you will not miss a single video. Share this video, share it with your friends, share it with your fellow Canucks fans. If you're watching and or listening to this on Spotify, go ahead and leave a comment. Same applies for the YouTube channel. Go ahead and leave a comment. Do you think Elias Pettersson is making his way back to form? Obviously, we're very late into the season, so it's not going to be a drastic improvement, but would you like to see him at least, I don't know, maybe potentially, if he can really get hot, hit the 20-goal threshold? Yes, it's not all that big for him, but do you guys think there's a chance that he could at least hit 20? As I mentioned, he's at 12 now, and there's now 20 games left in the season. Let me know in the comment section down below if you think Petey can get to at least 20 goals to end the season. That's going to do it for this video. I'll see you guys in the next video.